Comfort zone. Comfort zone. This week I'm talking about comfort zone and things related to it because I think one of the things that holds us back the most in life in general, not just in our art careers or our art endeavors, but just in life, wanting anything out of life is getting out of your comfort zone. You know, we all know the cliches, right? It's not that hard to make up content about comfort zone because it's been done 1,000 times. And I think what's hard about it is to actually start doing it. The old cliche is nothing that you want is in your comfort zone. You gotta push yourself outside of your own limits. Yesterday I started talking about the concept of this and pulling art from your heart, and creating from your heart and working from your heart, going inward to find what it is that you really want to be doing in art and in your life, and then presenting that to whoever, the world, your audience, your kids, whoever, right? It doesn't really matter who our audience is. I think the creation process itself is a major thing. Actually, I didn't put this on my thing, but here's something I want to talk about. I've been watching Dr. Joe Dispenza's show. It's called Rewired. It's a new show on Gaia. And the episode that I watched today was he was talking about when you're in stress, you cannot be creative. And so like stress and creation are opposites. You can't be in creation mode when you're in stress mode. Stress mode is like survival mode, fight or flight. As it turns out, we're constantly living in that. And believe it or not, I think that fight or flight mode and the way that we react to things around us becomes our comfort zone. We get so used to living like that to get out of it feels weird. And yesterday I was trying to say that as artists, we have this unique tool, the creation. So sometimes, what he was talking about in his show is you have to get out of stress so that you can be creative. And he didn't mean necessarily artistically creative. He just meant like create the life that you want. But I was thinking like, hey, as artists, we are just innately creative, and we could use some kind of creative process to jumpstart ourselves out of stress so that we can start being creative in life. And so here are 3 things that I thought of about how to jumpstart it, how to sort of take baby steps to get out of our comfort zone. Because I think for most of us, for me anyway, we have these ideas of what we want out of life that may be far beyond what we're living now. But we can't just take that leap to, oh, look, I'm a multi-billionaire and I have, 17 houses and this and that. And, those are just the easy material things to point at. But there are things inside that we want too, that may be lacking, that are just as important. But, in order to get there, I think we need to start taking baby steps outside our comfort zone. So here are 3 ways I think we can start doing that. One is to start something new. Right? I think procrastination is a huge part of our comfort zone. I'll do that tomorrow. I don't really have to do that right now. No one's hounding me. No one's pressing me for it, especially if it's a creative thing that we're doing for ourselves. There might not be anyone asking for it ever. Certainly me with my music, there's nobody knocking on my door waiting for the next song that I'm writing. Nobody cares. Until I put it out there and make people care, nobody's going to care. So, but it can be the same if you're doing art for a client, if it's commissioned, or even just in business or life and your job in general. We tend to procrastinate if there's not somebody pounding on us to get something done. And so my challenge to you would be start something new. Pick something that you've always wanted to do artistically and start it. Maybe you've always wanted to paint a certain thing, or maybe you've always wanted to whatever it is, just there's something that what it is. Probably right now you're thinking, yeah, I know what it is. It's that, right? Why are you not doing it? It's probably because it's outside of your comfort zone. So you don't have to do the whole thing. Pick a part of it that you can start. Maybe it's go out and buy the supplies. Maybe it's sketch it out, or maybe it's just talk through it with somebody. Whatever it is, I would suggest start something new that what that thing is that you need to be starting, and that could be one baby step to kind of get you out of your comfort zone. Another thing, if that doesn't really float your boat, you could try just something different, right? Say if you're a painter and you're always working in acrylic, try oil paint. Or if you've never painted before. Personally, I'm not a painter. I've tried painting in college. Wasn't good at it, right? The thing for me, though, is that I didn't really enjoy it either. But I do enjoy drawing, and I have a project that I want to work on that I need to just start. And it's not my music. It's something else. It has to do with storytelling. See, here are my artistic things. I'm a musician and a singer. I'm a storyteller, and I like drawing and animating, but and filmmaking, video stuff. A lot of video work for me. But there are things that, it's like if I have a client hounding me for a website that I'm working on for them, I do that first, or I'm running this group. So it's like, I've had a few days in the last couple of weeks where I spent all day just in the group chatting and doing things and being like, I'm working, but even that's not enough. Just it shouldn't take me all day to figure out what Daily Fuel is going to be. That's not my job. That's not everything. This is supposed to be a thing that I'm doing that sort of just launches me forward in the things that I really want to be doing, which is the music and this artistic project that I want to do. And I'm kind of leaning right now towards a graphic novel. It's a story that I want to tell, and I think that it might take me forever to make it as like a full-on animated thing. I'd rather kind of get it out there and show it to people. So I'm thinking of doing it as a graphic novel thing. So my challenge to myself is to start that darn thing, right? And it's different. Oh, that's what number 2 was. It's something different. I pick a different medium. Like, I've never written a graphic novel. When I was a kid, I used to draw comic books, but I haven't done that in years and years and years. But maybe it's started... try something with a different technique. Maybe use a medium you've never used before. Or maybe it's not artistically different. Maybe it's do something different with it. Gee, I've created 1,000 of these things. I've never shown anyone. Maybe show somebody. Or I've never collaborated with anyone on anything. Or I've never brainstormed an idea before. I've just always used whatever came to my own head. So there are all these things you could do that are different. And I would suggest picking one and trying that. Today I posted something in the group to collab. I'm going to be doing that a lot more. This was the first one, so I don't expect like 10,000 people to be signing up to do anything together. But I think as we see these over time and more people are joining the group, we will we'll find ways for individuals in the group to mesh together, and who knows what we're going to find people creating here. I'm very excited to see it. And that is the third thing, is collaborate. I typically work alone, and it's just the nature of how I've got things set up. I don't generally like working with a lot of people. I work best by myself, but I want to push myself outside of that comfort zone and find somebody to collaborate with on something, even if it's just a small project to sort of jumpstart me in a new direction. So that would be something I would challenge all of you to do. If you haven't seen it yet, there is a post in the group. It says collab, and then I talk about collaborating on something. So just, even if it's just to collaborate on brainstorming, you don't have to create a project and sell it or anything like that. It doesn't even have to be an artistic collaboration. It could just be to shoot ideas back and forth. It could be to maybe one of you maybe you could brainstorm ideas, or share your wisdom with things, or help each other get unstuck in whatever your particular projects are. There are lots of ways to collaborate beyond actually creating an artistic piece together. So I would leave that to you to figure out what it is that you want from a collaboration, and then I would challenge you to find somebody in this group that you can get that from. So there's my dog. So basically what I'm asking is, let's try to take some baby steps outside of our comfort zones, and a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? So this is the first step. How do we get out of our comfort zones and start taking that first step, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again? And before you know it, we are far beyond what we thought we were stuck in today. Not very far from now in terms of time. So I think we can do that, and I'm going to keep us focused on that in the group, and I'm going to go to the comments now. So thanks for being here today. I do appreciate it. I see lots of likes and hearts. I appreciate that too. And I'm going to read your comments. So if you have things to say about what I just said, dump them in the comments and we're going to read them now. Blake says, hello, good to be here. I read these. Ray says, hugs. Amy is here, replay. You're not... you weirdo. That's funny. Good one. Tony's here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Ray, you look warm and fuzzy on the outside. Thank you. Blake, cool about YouTube. Good idea. Yeah, thanks. That was actually my idea years ago in the old group, Blake. You may remember me talking about that, like using the Daily Fuel as something to spark and ideas for my YouTube channel for business. And at the time, Ecamm didn't record them the way that they do now. Now I get full HD recordings of all of these. It's amazing. They look great. And so I'm putting them right up on YouTube and building an audience there as well. It'll take time, and it's, that's outside my comfort zone too, but I have the content and I'm going to use it. So let's do that. And great ideas. Thank you. May a live ask each other help session. May be a live. Is that what you meant? Maybe a live ask each other help session. That's an interesting idea. I'm wondering. See, a lot of groups don't let people go live in the group. I never had a problem with that so much, as long as the lives stay kind of short, because I would like to watch them. If people go live, here are some things I would say you can do. If you want to show off your work in a video, you can go live and show your stuff and talk about it. I like how everybody's posting their art here, and I really love when you kind of talk about it and explain something about it. Just to kind of give insight into what your thoughts are about it. Amy, I'm not sure what you mean by that comment. May a live ask each other help session. Could you write another comment and just explain that a little more? Helpful ideas. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. Wade's here. Howdy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'm not a cowboy, so I don't say howdy, but I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Yankee. Ray, we the group did a pretty good job collaborating yesterday. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I don't know why I can't talk today. Do you notice I'm like tripping over words today? That's one thing that I really love about Daily Fuel. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I said that I typically like to work alone, right? This is my way of collaborating because I get so many ideas from you guys. I could have started a YouTube channel and just made videos like this and put them up on YouTube and gotten followers and blah, 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 right? But I knew that I needed instant feedback. I need to know, like, am I talking about the right thing? Is anyone interested in this? If I was doing these lives for a full week and I had 0 people here and like one person popped up for 30 seconds and then disappeared, I would know, okay, I'm missing something and I need to figure out what it is. But you guys are coming in every day. A lot of people are coming into the replay every day, and I know that there's a lot of lurkers, and I don't say that word negatively. I just mean people who are looking at the group and paying attention to the group without actively participating, which is completely fine in my book. But yeah, this is how I collaborate, because you guys give it right back to me, and the way I do it on the live, it's in real time, so I'm like feeding off of this. My favorite thing is when somebody writes something really, really smart and I go, yeah, and then I just want to talk about it. I did read that one. Love the collab idea, said Tony. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of collaborating here. I think that if anybody has ideas about how to present collaborations, let me know, because I can put that out to the entire group. I'm just trying to come up with ideas off the top of my own head. I have a video library now, says Blake. That's great, Blake. You learned that in the old group. Or maybe you already knew it. I don't know. Amy, I meant on your live, we ask you and each other questions. Okay, well, you can do that. Here's the thing. We'll talk about that. I have to think about how to do that. Good ideas today. Thank you. Okay. Is that the last comment? That's the last comment. Let's see. Maybe we can do something. I don't want to say this because then I feel like I have to do it, and I don't know if I want to do it. I'm going to think about that, Amy's idea with having like some kind of live with ways to ask questions. I'm not really sure how I would want to do that. I don't know. Let's sit on that one for a minute. Lisa, hey Lisa, how are you? Lisa is I don't think I've seen you on one of my lives before. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I like to shout out new people when I see them. Lisa says, I'm going to be a solo artist this year, have only worked in groups. Well, that's interesting. So you're like going backwards, right? Okay, so this is going to be out of my comfort zone. Worked in larger groups for over 20 years. That's interesting. Larger groups. I'm not sure how large of a group you're talking about, and I'm not sure what your Lisa. What is your art? Are you a singer or something? Usually, when somebody says solo artist, I'm thinking music because that's what I am. So I was in a rock band for about 10 years. In the 90s into the 2000s, and so I was used to writing in a band, collaboration kind of a thing. I was used to being on stage with other guys and doing that kind of stuff. And then when the band broke up, I decided I don't want to be in a band anymore because there was 4 egos and I was the lead singer, so I probably had the biggest ego. But I totally did, right? And but so now I've been doing it on my own, where I write my own music, and I've learned how to record and produce it here on my Mac in Logic. Singer, yeah, okay, cool. So that's what I'm doing. So that was definitely outside my comfort zone because all the things I relied on the other guys to do, suddenly I had to do everything, So you can do it because as a singer, I think the singing is the hardest part. I put the music together in Logic with loops and I can program it and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what you're doing, but feel free to. I would love to hear what you're doing. If you wanted to post something, you're always welcome to do that. Blake says, I learned from you. Oh, Cool Beans, the video library, right? Yeah. So by the way, if you have what we are talking about, Blake and I in this post, because I said I'm making these daily fuels every day, and now I'm putting them on YouTube. And she said she has a video library. She learned that from me. In my old group, I used to talk about this is really good for any artist that wants to create an audience. It's also good if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to create an audience. What I used to call it was a library of content. So whatever you can do to just create an ongoing library of content, even if I cannot speak today, it's my tongue is tripping over words today. Even if it's a video a week or something like that, I do daily fuel. You don't have to be a nut like me, right? I could be a video a week or 2 a month or something like that, but you put them on YouTube and you have them on your website. And then when somebody, say a potential client or a potential customer, or for art, it could be like a potential booker or a gallery person or an agent or whatever you're looking for, the person you need to attract into your world, or customers just to buy whatever you're selling. When you have a library of content, it just creates such credibility, because now suddenly there's all this stuff about you rather than just a page with your picture and a paragraph and a couple of things. The library of content that you could put it on your website, you could put it on YouTube, you could put it on Facebook, and it just creates such credibility that to show that you are this expert in whatever it is that you do. So Blake's doing that now, and that was something we went over in my old group. Some planet must be in retrograde. Tongue tie. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't know a lot about astrology. I'm interested in it. It's fascinating to me, especially when people are always talking about it. I've never known much about it. I've always been proud of the fact that I'm a Scorpio. That just sounded cool to me. But aside from the typical Scorpio things, which I am a lot of them, I don't really know it. There are things that aren't my thing, but when other people it's their thing, I'm always fascinated by it. And it could be stuff like astrology or the planets. Mercury retro starts today, Blake says, right? Stuff like that is fascinating to me. And then when Ray is talking about numbers, the numerology stuff is very fascinating to me. Because I have this right side creative mind, but I also have this left side analytical mind where I'm really into science and quantum physics and stuff. And Joe Dispenza, as I was talking about at the beginning of this video. No, he's just a weirdo. Oh, Amy, you're getting booted out of the group today. Tony says, me neither. Just hear that excuse a lot. And yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh, my computer's not working. It's because the planets are going backwards or something. Apologies, I've had sugar today. Very jokey. That's okay. I love the jokes. You're you will learn I am a sarcastic person, and I love a sharp wit. So I can dish it out and I can take it. So you guys can put it in the comments and I can take it. Don't worry. But be warned, I get even. So that's that, guys. Very, very happy to be here today. And Amy, if that's the last comment, then you get the booby prize, unless somebody steals it. Because once I say that, then I keep talking, and somebody usually swoops in and steals it. So I apologize for that. But that's it for me today. I'm going to go now. My wife is making dinner, and it smells really good. So I'm hungry. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you being here and spending time with me today. And I will see you tomorrow.